Yeah, I know Joe from back in 2014. We were working together. I was an RA at that point, resident assistant, and Joe was an acquaintance at a table. We met and we hung out. And then the very next year, we were RA partners together. He came on the team. And then eventually, I graduated and I moved on to another position at the college. And then he moved on to student life, moved up the ranks, and he got a position in the student life office. And then eventually, he's like, Chris, why don't you come along too? And got me up in there. And it was just interesting to see how he started off, how I started off first, and then he came alongside, and then he eventually moved up, and then I came alongside, and he moved over here, and I came along. So God just has been moving me with Joe. I don't know where it'll take us, but it's been a great ride so far. Tonight we're going to be in Luke chapter, now let me pull out my notes just to make sure I don't give you the wrong passage, but it's Luke chapter 10. Luke chapter 10. As I've been studying for this message, that God's just been really working on me and mulling me over. I had one youth pastor who was training me years ago. He said, if you can preach to the young kids, you can preach to anybody. So some of the kids, they might have already heard this message in Sunday school class a few weeks back. But part of it, I molded over, I gave it to them first, and it's about the Good Samaritan. But before we look at the Good Samaritan and all of the conversation going back and forth, I want to give you some context for what's happening with Jesus and his ministry at this point. If you back up, not too far, but back up to chapter 9. If you look at verse 51, Jesus right now is sending out his disciples.